Hello, everybody. It is, I think, about 3:30, 3:45 in Saudi Arabia right now. And I am up writing. So I hope you all had some turkey for me. I hope you had a wonderful time with your family. What am I thankful for? What am I thankful for? I think I see people come in here. Let's see. Hey, Pastor, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you all so much for joining me. I am speaking to you from Saudi Arabia this morning. Although we do not celebrate Thanksgiving here, but I do celebrate Thanksgiving. So what have I been doing? I've been connecting with my children back in the U.S. I've been connecting with my husband. I've been connecting with family members and just watching them enjoy the Thanksgiving feast. Even though there is no feast here, even though I'm not eating anything here, I am so thankful for all of the people that God has brought my way. I'm so incredibly, hey Judith, happy Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for life. Hank, welcome and happy Thanksgiving to you. I'm so thankful for life because here's the thing, regardless of what we might be going through in life, if we are still alive, right? If we are still breathing, there is hope, right? So today I am thankful for hope. Hey, Dr. E, happy Thanksgiving. I saw all the pictures. Oh my God. That was some heavy duty food right there, Dr. E. So I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful for hope because without life, there is no hope, right? And not only without that, and when there's hope, then we know that no matter what we might be going through in life, right? God, in his infinite wisdom, is more than able to help us to reach our destiny. So I'm grateful for life, I'm grateful for hope, and I'm grateful that today we have a great destiny. Hey, media, welcome. That we have a great destiny in Christ Jesus. I'm grateful that we are able to just walk in a place and move in a country where there's complete freedom, right? Oh, awesome, Dr. E. That's important, right? We live in America is a place where there is freedom to live your destiny out. America is a place where you're not hindered by anybody but yourself, right? Never mind, nothing is perfect, right? America is not perfect, but it is a place where you are not hindered to fulfill your destiny. If you are a pastor, if you are a minister of God, you are not hindered to fulfill your destiny. If you are an entrepreneur, you are not hindered to fulfill your destiny. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for life, for hope, for destiny, and for freedom. Freedom to be all that God has called you to be. Right, Dr. E? I'm grateful for that. And so today is not even about, right? I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for everyone because since yesterday, they've been getting on the, on the WhatsApp and everything, and we've been sharing with each other, right? But today, I'm so grateful. Yes, visiting other countries give you a different lens. A lot of times in America, we don't value the freedom that we have. We don't value what God has really placed in our lives. And a lot of times, because most of the freedom that we get, most of the opportunity we get, they just come easy. And because they come easy to you, we don't value it. I'm grateful that even here in Saudi, I'm grateful for the people that are in my life now in Saudi. Because the people in my life in Saudi helps me to even see the greatness that's inside of me. So wherever you are, right, be grateful for those who allow you to see the greatness that you are. And so, for me being in Saudi Arabia today, right, I'm grateful for that, because a lot of times when I'm in America, right, I just do, and do, and I continue to pour and pour and pour, right? I pour and pour and pour. And there are times, right, I don't know the line, right? There are times I cross over the line and continue to pour even when people don't want to be poured into, right? And so for me, being in Saudi is allowing me to understand the greatness that God has placed in my life, the mantle that God has placed in my life, and the fact, Esther, and the fact that we have to be able to have boundaries. Yes, that even with the freedom, we must have boundaries. There needs to be boundaries, right? There needs to be boundaries. And today, I look at the difference between Saudi and the difference between Saudi, my experience in Saudi, and my experience in the U.S. I'm grateful for the U.S., and I'm also grateful for what I'm experiencing in Saudi. Because what I'm experiencing in Saudi is enabling me to understand that I must never allow anybody to step on my glory. Are you hearing me? My experience in Saudi is teaching me that I must never allow anybody to step on my glory. And to understand that when people try to step on your glory, you put them in their place where they belong. And my prayer for us in America, as we continue in this Thanksgiving, be grateful for the people that God has placed in your life. Do not step over anybody's glory. Do not step over people that God has placed in your life. Do not allow disrespect to be part of who you are. Because I look at what is going on also in America. Because of our freedom, there are times we get carried away with the freedom, right? And so we have to take that freedom and we have to use it in the proper way. We have to use that wisdom in the way that God intended it for it to be used. Hey, Esther, how are you? Right? Hey, Latoya. We have to use it in the way that it is meant to be used. And so today I stand grateful for all of you that God has placed in my life. Those that I mentor, and those that are just on the standby watching, and those that have even left the sister tribe, and those that are coming into sister tribe, and those that say it is time for them to go. I am grateful for all of it. Right? That's right. You must know your value. And so in America, as we are grateful, as we are doing this Thanksgiving, will you commit to understanding and knowing the value of the people that God has placed in your life? Because there is no need to be thankful if you do not understand the value, number one, of who you are. Number two, being confident, like Dr. Isse, of who you are. Number three, understanding that the people that God has placed in your life, they are not meant for you to abuse, but they are meant for you to be grateful and be thankful. Because here's the thing, if they are in your life, there's a reason for them being in your life. There's a reason that God has brought you into my life. You, everybody is Sister Tribe, those that I personally know, those that I do not know, the leaders and the former leaders, there is a reason that God has planted you in Sister Tribe, maybe the Prayerpreneur, whatever the case may be, wherever on Facebook that you know me, there is a reason that we are connected. So whatever the reason is, I am thankful for it. I'm thankful for life. And I cannot wait to see what life brings on. I cannot wait to see what life brings on. Here in Saudi, there's nothing like Thanksgiving. You all know that, right? You all know that there's nothing like Thanksgiving in Saudi. You all know that, right? But my sister Wendy, last night we were talking, and she was talking about white. We have Black Friday, right? We have White Friday. They have White Friday in Dubai, and I'm like, White Friday? I said, well, now, isn't that interesting, right? A Muslim nation has White Friday. America has Black Friday. So when she told me that was kind of interesting to me, to tell you the truth. I'm like, that is interesting. That is quite interesting, right? The Americans say we're going to have Black Friday, and UAE say, we're going to make it a White Friday, even though they're a Muslim nation. Now, that's very interesting, very interesting. So be careful as you go out to do your shopping on this Black Friday in the U.S. Be very careful. Yes, the meaning got lost, right? Thanksgiving now is all about carve that turkey, right? Eat some potato yams, and then tomorrow, then you start stomping on people all over again. Right? You start stomping on people all over again. You start doing whatever you want to do. You start just messing around. But it's my prayer that we will be intentional about Thanksgiving. That we will be intentional about what it truly means to be thankful about what God is doing in your life. That we will be intentional. Yeah. Ooh. Now, I like that spin. But sadly, black in America mean turn it to red. Oh, everybody in town, right? Break your bank, break your credit card, destroy everything over Black Friday. And then come January, you don't have money to do nothing. You don't have money to go to training. You need the training. You can do the training. You don't have money to do nothing. My thing now is those who are black, you can use this to pay a tuition for your training in preparation for next year. Get you some training. Get you some business training. Get you some personal growth training in preparation for next year. Right? So I never understand all that. I don't know. I've never understood all that shopping, to tell you the truth. Now, people do have time. They have fun doing it. But I've never understood people going to camp in front of a store from 2 a.m. just to get a TV that's like $200, a TV that will break down before the end of the year. I've never understood that. I've never understood people stopping on each other just to get to $100, whatever. I've never understood that. Oh, okay, Dr. E. Well, they reckon their money. Because I just never understood it. I remember sitting in front of a TV and just watching people stomping people down just to get to a TV. I mean, that is just like, are you serious? Really? And the thing is, when you really sit down, right? How much really have you saved, really? How much really are you saving? And so that is hilarious to me. I will watch the TV. You know the number of people that have died, right? They have died because people stomp over them. The animalistic part, right? The animalistic part of people comes out during Black Friday. Sis Wendy, I was just telling them about what you told me about the White Friday. Maybe that white will remind people that this is not a stomping experience. This is an experience that you're supposed to enjoy. But in America, it is amazing how this black thing, people be stomping over each other to get to a TV, kill each other. The animalistic part of it is what is scary, because it's like, oh my God, people all of a sudden cannot become animals like that. Where would you stomp? Hey, Apostle, where would you stomp on your fellow human being just to get to a TV, just to get to a radio, just to get to whatever, right? So maybe the UAE has a brilliant idea, because they turned that black into white. And for me, I kind of like the idea that is a White Friday, because I think white gives you a different connotation in your brain. A black gives you another, right? I know. Fight, flap, kick, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. There was one time, I think it was last year, they had a TV show, a news, and they were talking about somebody that died. That person camped out of one of these big stores from 2 a.m. People go and camp. They pitch a tent in front of a store. They're on the line with blankets on, having welcome with blankets on and everything on, waiting for a store to open. But the thing is, when you are in the spirit of thanksgiving, there's so much that you are thankful for. And stomping on each other should not be one of the things that we think about, right? When you are living outside of America, you tend to appreciate more stuff. There are more things in your life that you tend to appreciate, right? I'm sitting here right now. I have all of my family in North Carolina, my family in New York, my family in Florida, and it was beautiful to see all of them, put them on WhatsApp, and be able to share that Thanksgiving with them. It was beautiful to do that, right? It was beautiful to see that they were being thankful for so many other things. And stomping on each other the next day is not just one of it, because I am trying to understand that you are thankful today and tomorrow you're stomping on your fellow human being. I've never understood that, right? Yesterday I was watching, right? When you are here, you tend to appreciate a whole lot of things. And so, like Sis Wendy, thank God Sis Wendy told me to download VPN, because if I don't have VPN, I think I'll be a mess here, y'all. I'll be a complete mess without that VPN. So, but because of that VPN, I've been able to watch, real life, lifetime shows that you all have in America. I'm watching it. Now, what is funny about it is now I'm going into, I tend to now watch some soap operas, which is like, when I was in America, I didn't watch it because I didn't have time, right? And so in one of the soap operas, right? Yes, Dr. E. One of the soap operas, right? They did their Thanksgiving series. And in the Thanksgiving, they were thanking each other. They were turning to each other and saying what is beautiful about each other. But then, when I got in the middle of the movie and I said to myself, now the next day, tomorrow, which is today for me, they're going to do a show. And that show, they will start to fight all over again. And I said, isn't that what life our life has become in America. Isn't that what our life has become? On Thanksgiving Day, right, we behave ourselves. Right? That's right. Educate. We must educate on the history of the time. On Thanksgiving Day, we behave ourselves. Right? We are good. We are happy. We're telling everybody happy Thanksgiving. We're eating turkey all over the place. And then the next day, we rush into Black Friday. Right? We start stomping on people. We start disrespecting people around us. Right? We start devaluing people around us, and we start devaluing ourselves, and we're back to our old whatever sense. But isn't Thanksgiving meant for us that I see Thanksgiving as a time where you can recharge and refuel, right? Thanksgiving Day should be a day where you recharge, you reevaluate, you reassess, and you turn the switch, right? You reverse the switch of what is not working in your life. Hey, patty pat pat. That's right. Hey, patty pat pat, how are you? So Thanksgiving is a time and a season where we're supposed to refuel. Is a time and a season where we're supposed to recharge. Is a time and a season where we're supposed to, happy Thanksgiving to you too, where we're supposed to say, oh my God, what is working and what is not working? And if it is not working, how can I turn it around? It is a time and a season where we need to look at the relationships around us, right? And say, where have I gone wrong? And let me try and fix it. Let me attempt to fix where I've gone wrong. Thanksgiving should be a time where if you know that you've been wrong at something, you go back, you put that turkey down, you put that bowl of rice down, and you go back and you recharge and you go back and straighten that thing up. Because even the word of God says it, that when your brother or your sister offends you, right, and you have a gift, a Thanksgiving that you're about to do, put that thing down before you hit the altar and go, right, and do it back again and go back to the people that you have offended or have offended you and fix it, right? And only then can you bring your Thanksgiving to the presence of God, right, Apostle? Only then can you bring it. But we see people right now, they bring, they sit around the table. Oh, I don't know. I'm about to preach now. Holy Ghost, help me. I didn't plan it. Did you hear the Allah Akubau? I didn't plan this preaching. But it's just coming from my heart that when you are being sincerely thankful for what God is doing in your life, Thanksgiving Day is a day where you lay down and you say, Father, who have I offended? What have I done wrong? Who has offended me? But before I bring this Thanksgiving, I'm going to go and I'm going to make it right. That is what Thanksgiving is. You cannot be thankful with bitterness in your heart. Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. You cannot be thankful with hate in your heart. You cannot be thankful, right, with anger in your heart. You cannot be thankful when you are not respectful of people that God has placed in your life. You cannot be thankful. God will not accept that kind of offering. Ooh, I'm about to preach. Holy Ghost, help me. God will not accept that kind of thanksgiving. It's in the Bible. Is not going to accept it. And so we have people that are running around saying they're thankful, but their life is not a reflection of who God is. Now, let me say something. You don't have to eat turkey to be thankful. You don't have to eat all that potato yams to be thankful. You don't have to eat all that. But let your life Let your life, let people see you and say, wow, he is an epitome of thankfulness. Let what you do, Lisa, welcome. What you do, how you relate to people, right? Let it be thankfulness in itself. Let it be thankfulness. Let people look at you and say, my goodness, his life shows that Christ is the head. But if you are out there eating yams all over the place and your heart is not right, if your heart is not right, we've got to be thankful with the right attitude. We've got to be thankful with the right mindset. We've got to be thankful with remorse. We've got to be thankful knowing that God is the head of our lives. And if God is the head of your life, then light must shine. And if there's something dim in your life right now, this is the time that you need to recharge. You hear me? This is the time that you need to take that key, put it in the ignition, and recharge. This is the time to refire. This is the time to say, you know what? What is wrong around me? That's right. This is the time for grace. This is the time for mercy. Let God's mercy speak for you today. If you're hearing me, may God's mercy speak for you today. May his grace overwhelm your life today. Overwhelm it in such a way that you understand that even without talking, you can still be thankful. And a thankful heart, when you are thankful, truly thankful for what God has done, you will go forth with intention to make sure that you're doing what God has called you to do. Amen, Dr. E. If you are truly thankful, if you are thankful for what God has truly done in your life, if you are thankful for life, if you are thankful for hope, if you are thankful for his grace, if you are thankful for his mercy, right? If you are thankful for that, then you have to understand that what is his heart must be number one in your life. What is in God's heart today? His children are his heartbeat. He went on the cross and he laid his life for his children. And so if you are now putting his children as number one in your life, then I don't know what you're thankful for. He died and he hung on that cross. And when he hung on that cross, he said, it is finished. Right? That's right. Reflection and focus on that which is, that's right. He hung and he said, it is finished. It is finished. And so it's amazing because last night I lay down and I was crying last night, but I wasn't crying for my family, which was strange though. I wasn't crying because I was not eating food. I was not crying. But God allowed me to actually begin to think about those who could not afford to eat today. Those who are laying in the hospital. Those who are under the bridge somewhere. Those who are suffering from schizophrenia. Those who don't even know if they are alive today. Those who are hanging by a thread. Those who they have declared that in the next 24 hours they are about to pass. Those who are in a coma today. Those who their family are around them right now, praying hard and believing God to heal them of cancer. Those who doctors have said to them, you have less than 24 hours and you're going to be gone. Those who last night just got the worst news of their life. Those who last night were driving and thought today they will be celebrating Thanksgiving, but they headed out and they had an accident. Those. And so when you, and I just began to sob. I don't know. This has never happened to me, to tell you the truth. This is the first time it's happened. And I began to just weep in my spirit that my God, there are people out there today that are alone in their house and they're rocking because they have a big family who is ashamed of them, and the family will not even visit them. But yet the family is out there, right? Thanking everybody, giving thanks, eating turkey from one house to the other. But yet there is one person in the household that doesn't fit, and they will not visit that person. Oh my God. And I began to just say, Father, forgive me in any part of this with my family, anything that I've done that will not bring honor to you. So when we are not thinking about that, when you think about that, it brings honor to God. It gives you a different perspective of how you are supposed to be celebrating this Thanksgiving. He gives you a different perspective. Yes, Dr. E. He gives you a completely different perspective of what Thanksgiving is. So that is why I like that white, I like that White Friday. I like it. Because we are supposed to just watch out for each other. We are supposed to watch out, really watch out. Are we our brother's keeper? Are we our sister's keeper? If your sister needs you today, will you lay everything down and run to help your sister? If you are one of those and you are driving and your sister calls you, right? I'm not talking about your biological sister. I'm just talking about a sister calls you and say, you know what? I need you to stand in agreement. I need you to stand. Can you turn back and come to me? Will you do that? Or would you say, oh, I have turkey in my hands. I need to take the turkey to my family because it's Thanksgiving today. Which one would you do? If I said to you today, Dr. E, I need you to stand. I don't need you to move right now. I need you in this spot. Will you do that for me? Would you do that? And I said to you, Pat, I know you have a lot to do, but I need you to stand right now. I just need you to stand by my side. I don't need you to go anywhere. I need you to stand by my side. Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you do it? Right? So Thanksgiving is huge. You cannot be thankful. I pray that I've stirred you up. I pray that I've stirred you up. I pray that I've stirred you up. That you will begin to see Thanksgiving as something. Thanksgiving is a time of sacrifice. Are you hearing me? Thanksgiving is a time of sacrifice. Hey, Andre. And when you are in need is when you will actually know people who can stand. Can I say that again? When you are in need, that is when you know those that can truly stand with you. Right? That is where you know those that are really thankful for who you are in their lives. And so as you celebrate Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is a time of sacrifice, right? Even though what we do is we celebrate it with turkey and food, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But it is a time of sacrifice, really. It is a time where you sit back and say, you know what? For this drumstick, instead of me eating this drumstick, I'm going to reach out and find somebody that needs that more. Because here's the thing. All of the food and everything, there are people out there that don't even have one thing, right? Don't have one thing like this to celebrate, right? So, The question today now is, what are you going to sacrifice? Right? What sacrifice are you bringing to the altar? Oh, Holy Ghost. What sacrifice are you bringing to the altar? It's not about the turkey. What sacrifice are you bringing to the altar? Right? If you're grateful about what God is doing in your life, what sacrifice are you laying down at the altar? What is a sacrifice? It is a time of sacrifice. I'm learning myself too as I'm going along right now. I am Holy Ghost. Right? What sacrifice are you bringing to the altar? Right? Who are you supposed to touch last night that you were busy making turkey? Who are you supposed? Because here's the thing. During the Thanksgiving, we get so caught up in it and we don't give ourselves time to really sit back and think about it. Right? We go through the whole tradition. Right? That's right. What shall you render unto him? We go through the whole emotion, but there's no time to really think about what it is. We're just all happy to be together. We're happy eating. We're happy carrying food from one house to the other. But the thing is, we're not having time to really say, what is my sacrificial lamb today? What is my sacrificial gift to the Father? What am I bringing to the altar? What is it today that I'm bringing to the altar? Who needs you today? Who needs you? Look, let me say something to everybody today. I know that we all have a destiny, right? God has created a destiny. But here is the thing. All of us, our destiny is intertwined. Can I say that again? All of us, our destiny is intertwined. I know we all want to be independent. We all want to do our own thing. But the thing is, if we dare to get it right and understand that each of our destiny is intertwined, everyone that have come into your life, everyone that you are linked to right now, your destiny is intertwined. And so if you understand that your destiny is intertwined, then it means that whatever happens to you happens to me. Right? If something happens to Dr. E, because Dr. E is intertwined with me, it happens to me. If something happens to Wendy today, right? If Wendy is going through something right now, I feel it. And Wendy will tell you. There are times I'll just call Wendy and say, are you okay? And there are times even Wendy will say, sis, are you okay? And every time she says it, it's because something's going on with me. Right? Our assignment is help. Our assignment is intertwined. Right? And when God has your assignment intertwined with somebody, it means that he's not trying to make you independent or whatever, but he's trying to get you to understand that your spirit, your relationship is intertwined. And both of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, 10 of you, you grow when you understand that you are intertwined. But the minute you start being the weakest link and you start getting out of order, then you bring chaos into that pool. Our lives are intertwined. Can we be grateful for that? Can we be grateful for that? That God has allowed our lives to be intertwined. I have literally seen people, I want you to hear this, I've seen people do things separately and struggle and struggle and struggle. And when 3 or 4 of them come together, all of a sudden, they shoot to the sky. And people don't understand how they shot. It's because they now understand that their lives are intertwined. They're not trying to stand on their own, but they understand that their lives are intertwined. They're caring for each other, both physically, mentally, emotionally, business-wise. They're saying, how is your business doing? How is your business growing? How can I help you? How can we come together and become a force that the world will reckon with. This is what is going to get most of you to become a multimillionaire. This is what's going to get most of you to get to where you have been struggling individually to get to. But the problem that we have, particularly in the black community, is that the minute we start smelling freedom, the minute we start smelling something great, then we want to stand on our own. We want to do our own thing. We never wait. We never wait for an assignment to be over before we move on to another assignment. We never wait. We don't wait. We don't wait. We start thinking on our own self. We start saying we want to do this by ourselves. And the truth is, there is power in when you come together. There is powerful force in when you come together. But our black people are prayed today. I pray by the power of the Holy Spirit today that that thing in the midst of our black community that doesn't allow us to wait on God, that doesn't allow us to wait and allow God to cook us right before we start jumping out of the pot. I pray that God will just work on it. I pray that God will work on it, because many of us are still in the pot cooking. And yet we want to jump. We want to jump out of the pot. And God is saying, stay in the pot. Let me cook you, because I'm cooking you together as a community. I'm not cooking you as an individual person, but I'm cooking you together as a community. As a community. And in a community, everybody has their worth. The cleaner has his worth. The speaker has his worth. The cook and the chef has his worth. And so when God plants you in the middle of a community, he's not planting you just so you can smell it a little bit and hop off, but he's planting you just so you understand that you are a part of his community. Right? Hey, Ramona, happy Thanksgiving. So, what are you bringing to the altar? What are you bringing to the altar today? Right? What are you bringing to the altar? Please watch the replay. You are a part of God's community. God has linked you in heart with some people. Right? Happy Thanksgiving, my dear. He's linked you in the heart with people. And he did not make mistakes when he linked you together. God did not make mistakes. Right? He didn't make that mistake. There's something in you that I need. There's something in me that you need. There's something in Patty that I need. There's something in me that Patty needs. There's something in Ramona that I need. There's something in me that Ramona needs. God has linked us all together. There's something in Sister Wendy that I need. And I know that there's something in me that Wendy needs too. We all need each other. We all need each other. And until we, particularly in the black community, understand that, right? I sit back and I watch. Even in the media world that I'm a part of, right? In the media world that I'm a part of, I see our black folk just jumping and hopping around. And I say, God, what is it about us that don't let us sit still? What is it? What is it? Right? What is it? Right? In the olden days in Africa, right? Let me share this and then I shut down. In the olden days in Africa, right? When somebody, an apprentice, I remember one of my sisters, right? I call her my sister, but she was actually, my parents hired her in to my family as a maid when she was, they gave her to my parents when she was like maybe 12 years old. And my dad just took her in as one of us, and she became my sister. And when she had finished her high school, she said to my parents said, well, okay, you have two options. One, do you want to go to London to go and study? Two, do you want to stay in Nigeria and go to college? Three, what else? And I remember her saying to my parents, I understand and I value all the education that you've given me, but inside of me, something is saying, go to a technical place to learn fashion designing. I want you to hear this story. You know me and my stories, right? Go and learn fashion designing. So she turned to my parents and said, I know all of my sisters are going to college, but for me, I don't think that's the route for me. I think I need to go and find apprenticeship somewhere and learn. I think that's what I'm called to. So my parents said, but you know us here. We all love degrees, so I can have you not do that. She said to my parents, don't worry about it. If it doesn't work out, I'll turn back and go to college. But right now, please find me a place where I can be an apprentice. I wanted to hear this story. And so they found her a woman who was a tailor in the community. And when they went to that woman had about 12 other people that were apprentices under her. And they handed her over safely to that woman and said, please, teach her. The woman said, for you to be an apprentice here, you are going to spend at least 3 years and you will not be paid for it. I want you to hear this. You are going to spend 3 years and you will not be paid for it because you are an apprentice. You are here to learn how to sew. You are here to learn how to become a fashion designer. You are here to learn. Yes, you did not go to college, but you are here to learn discipline that comes with that industry. You are here to learn how to be humble so that you can get to what you need to get to in that industry. You are here not just for the technical aspect of fashion designing, but you are here to learn. You are here to learn the habits of that's going to make you successful as an entrepreneur. They laid it all out. And at the end of the day, they said, sign. And my mother I remember mother looked at my sister and said, do you want to go through this? If you sign, do you understand that when you sign, this is what you have signed to? And my sister said, yes, if this is what is going to take for me to have that apprenticeship, if this is what it's going to take for me to be aligned with this woman who everybody now knows in the community that she's good at training people, then this is what I got to do, right? And so she signed up and became an apprentice under this woman. And for 3 years, even beyond 3 years, when she was supposed to graduate 3 years, right? She stayed beyond because she felt like that connection was more powerful for her. That as long as she stayed under that connection, she'll be okay. And she stayed. And it didn't matter what people say to her on the left, on the side. While she was there, there were people that were coming to her under the table and asking her to sew. And she would say, if you want me to sew, you're going to have to let my leader know, because I'm not going out there to sew until my leader knows and gives me permission to go out and sew. I don't know if somebody's hearing me here. I pray somebody's hearing me. And people, the more she was getting greater, she was getting good. It wasn't because she was all that, but because she was faithful in her heart, aligned to her leader, and she was doing what she needed to do. And she was trustworthy. She was not doing anything underhanded. She was not going behind. She stayed true. And I'm telling you, she did not leave that woman until 5 years. She signed for 3, but she went beyond. Thank you, Patty Pat. She went beyond, and she stayed for 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, today she runs a mega fashion house. Are you hearing me? Today, this person I'm talking about runs a mega house. And she did not just leave her leader. What she now did now is, today, she's even bigger than her leader. But do you know what she did? She did not go and just start doing. She pulled in everything she does now. She pulls her leader into it. She pulls her leader into everything she does now. Because she knows and she values that. Somebody better hear me today. Somebody better hear me today. Because she valued and she respected. If you value your leader, your actions will show. If you don't value your leader, don't tell them by your mouth that you value them. Your actions will show. Your actions will show. And I'm telling you today, I'm telling you, her name is huge. She's not only into fashion designing now, she has blocks of oil in Africa. You hear me? She has chains of gas stations in Africa, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa. She has chains of gas stations in Africa. She has supermarkets all over. She has a ship on the water. Oh my goodness, you're not hearing me today. She has a ship on the water that takes cargo all over the world. She has hit Forbes magazine over and over. I'm telling you, if I give you her name, you can Google her. You will see her there. She has hit it. She is wealthier than Oprah. Even Forbes said it, that she is wealthier than Oprah. When you go to Forbes, you will see her name and you will see Oprah's name under. She is wealthier than Oprah. She is an African. She is a Nigerian, and she is wealthier than Oprah. She is wealthier. She runs the head with Microsoft and all of them. That's right. When we value what God has given you, do not undermine your leaders. Do not underestimate the people that God has given you. But what made her even greater was because she just did not leave her leader, but she pulled in her leader, and her leader began to give her. Today, she has wise counsel. She has wise counsel. She actually placed a leader on a tab. What do you call it? On a salary. Is it? I don't even know what that thing is called. Like an income. Like every month, she gives our leader secretly an income, and said to our leader, "You have birthed a lot of people. I don't want you doing it again." And she set our leader up secretly so that she can continue to have that wise counsel. Why can't we do that? So these days, I see people, right? That impatience, there's that spirit of impatience. We don't want to serve. We don't want to do nothing. Yes, it's not even payroll. I don't even know what it is. It's not the payroll, but it's just like, I value you, you're there. So it's like a wise counsel. So whenever she wants to reach, like when the president of a country or minister calls her, she seeks wise counsel first. Like, okay, should I go there or should I not go there? If this is not it, I don't have to do it. We have to see that we are all interconnected. Assuming she had left before that 3 years. Let's assume that she had left and said, well, after all, I have many people on the ground reaching out to me now. I'm cool. I'm fine like that. Everybody wants me now, so I don't need my leader, right? If she had left underhanded, if she had left in a disrespectful way, right? If she had left before that time, before 3 years, if she had left, even after 3 years, that the leader said, it's time for you to go, she said, no, it's not. The leader said, I say it's time to go. She said, I'm telling you right now, no, it's not. Because for all that you have done in these 3 years, let me serve you again for 2 more years. Just let me serve you for 2 more years. Let me do that. Because I really believe that there's something that I still need to connect. And the leader left her alone to do that. Huh? So that is my prayer for this Thanksgiving Day today. That is my prayer, that we will see Thanksgiving as a sacrifice, not eat, but as a time for sacrifice, as a time to reflect on our lives, as a time to think back at what are we doing the right thing? Are we doing the right thing by the people that surround us? Are we doing the right thing? It's a time for us to really listen, because here's the thing, If I need you and you can't even sense that I need you, then you can't be thankful for me, right? If you are one that I need, right, Ramona, if I need you and you are not available, then I don't know why you're thankful for me, because being thankful is knowing that I need you. Being thankful is hearing through the spirit mind and say, I'm going to make your need, right? Your need is going to supersede whatever it is that I want to do. It's going to supersede that turkey. It's going to supersede that food. Your need, because here's the thing. When you go out on a Thanksgiving and you help other people grow, and you go out on Thanksgiving and you help to change other people's lives, and you go out on Thanksgiving and you look at the community that God has placed you, the relationship that God has placed you, and your goal is to make that relationship better and stronger. Your goal is to make that community better and stronger. Then you are thankful for what God has done in your life. Until then, don't talk about Thanksgiving. Then you're thankful. Because now you are thankful in your actions. You're not just thankful with your mouth, but you're thankful in your actions. You're thankful in the way that you deal with people. You are thankful. Today I look back at this woman's life and I say, my God, help me to be thankful like she is. Help me. Who is it that have poured into me that I've left along the sideway? Who is it that have poured into me that I've left impromptu? Who is it? Because here's the thing. We all need each other, right? We all need each other. So my prayer is that whatever it is that is causing us, particularly in the Black community, to always just not, to not value each other, whatever it is that is not allowing us to truly be thankful, may God Almighty touch it today. That's my prayer for all of us, that God will touch that part of us that causes us to stumble. That part that causes us to stumble, may God touch it today. So thank you all so much. Sis Wendy, thank you for joining. Patty Papa, thank you. Ramona, thank you for joining. Please share this. Can you just share it? Right? I thank you all so much for joining. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you all. I pray that you are blessed by what I just shared, and that you begin to just look at this with integrity. You begin to look at today as it winds down and say to yourself, who have I not served well? And that those that I have not served well, that you will be sincere about it, and you will face it anyway and try to serve wherever you are. And I live with this. I live with John Gray. I live with what John Gray said. For those who do not know John Gray has a show on Oprah right now, and he is a minister that serves under Joel Osteen. And because he served, and because he continues to serve, God elevated him. He could have left before his ministry blossomed. He could have left. He could have left before Oprah found him. Because before Oprah found him, right, that part of the ministry of Joel Osteen was already blossoming. It was already big. He could have left with all those people to do his own thing. He could have left. He didn't sign a contract with Joel. He didn't have to stay with Joel Osteen. Right? But I remember one interview that they had with him. And they said, now that every Wednesday people come, and there are thousands of people that come, and now that you have your own show, when are you going to leave Joel Osteen? And he said, my ministry will not grow without continuing serving this man of God. My ministry, wait a minute. Hey, Pastor, how are you, Pastor Igwe? My ministry will not grow if I don't continue to serve this man. I was called to serve under this man. Never mind, people are coming to see me. Never mind. I could easily go and start a church. Never mind that I own a TV show. All of this would not have happened if I was not faithfully serving this man. And so if you ask me again, when am I starting my church? I'm telling you right now, I'm not. Because I'm already in a church. I'm already serving where I need to be. I don't need to serve anywhere else. I don't need any other church. I need to stay put here, because right now God is doing exactly even beyond what I actually anticipated. God is already doing it. I didn't ask for it, but He placed me on the TV show while I was serving. I didn't ask for it, but now a lot of people come on Wednesdays and they sit there, 4,000, 5,000 people come and they hear the word of God. Now I can go anywhere and people listen to me. So I do not need to go and start another church. Unless the man of God pushes me out, I'm not ready to go and serve anywhere. I'm not ready to go and start a church. I'm fine where I am. God is doing what He has begun it already. And I need to stay put so that He can perfect what He has begun. Will you just take something from that book today? Take something from that life today, right? That trust God that as you serve wherever you are, as you continually serve, He's taking care of your payroll. He's taking care of your business. He's taking care of it. It might be rough today, but if you continue to stay and do what God has called you to do, He will be the one to elevate you, right? Amen. He will be the one to elevate you. He will be the one to elevate you. So I hope you're blessed by this. I hope you're truly blessed. Please watch the replay. Invite other people to watch it. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Please understand that Thanksgiving is a sacrificial day. It's a sacrificial time. It's not just about eating, but it's a time of reflection. It's a time of redoing things. It's a time of healing. It's a time of bringing people back to the fold. It's a time of looking at the community that you're part of and truly being grateful. It's a time that when you assess and reassess, you will hear the Holy Spirit whisper about somebody into your heart, that God will show you your leader's heart. If you are planted, because not everybody is a sister tribe, if you are planted wherever it is that you're planted, I pray today that God will allow you to hear the voice of your leader, will allow you to hear the need of your leader and the need of the society that has planted you greater than your own need. That is my prayer for you today, that you will hear, you will succinctly hear in the spirit the need. Because your leader's need is the community's need. If your leader is in need of something, that means the community needs it. And that means he or she needs help to make that happen. So that is my prayer for you today, that you will truly put aside you, Y-O-U, and you will hear the need of your friend, the need of your sister, the need of your brother. You will hear the need of the community that God has planted you. Because like it or not, you are connected to somebody. So my prayer is you will hear the need of that person over the food today, and hear the need over what you think you are. So God bless you. Love you all. Happy Thanksgiving again. Enjoy.